Hello, my name is Osayi Tres Omokaro, and I welcome you to my session today on the Optimized Podcast. This Optimized Podcast with Osayi Tres Omokaro is one of my ways of helping individuals and businesses to optimize so they can earn more, hire more, and together we are able to reduce unemployment and ultimately crime and criminality in our society. Through this process, create a society that supports us all. On today's episode, I'm talking about creating an environment that promotes wealth. First, the environment you create around money shapes the wealth you build. So you must intentionally nurture discipline, knowledge, and vision. Have you ever come across people who stumbled into riches and yet the same riches ended up becoming their destruction? Simple reason is because money came into their life, but that money never had a vision to fulfill. So you want to create an environment that is empowered with discipline. Discipline is primary to generating wealth. That is fueled by knowledge and is propelled by vision. Because money rather want to be a servant than a leader. Money was actually created to serve the older, because money has capacity to serve much more than it has to lead. If money leads you, it's surely going to lead you astray. So you want to gain mastery over self by discipline and empower yourself through knowledge and with a vision. Then your money has powerful impact on you, your family, and humanity. The second is that wealth is not earned, it is grown in a soil of healthy financial environment. Wealth is not just earned, but wealth is grown in the soil of a healthy financial environment. So you want to be certain that your environment promotes wealth. Your environment promotes wealth. There are environments that fight even people's desire. So it's not enough to desire greatness. You may be desiring wealth and at the same time behaving poverty. Wealth and at the same time fighting everything that wants to propel you to wealth. That's why you must be intentional and conscious about the environment around you. The third is that you must surround yourself with those who inspire financial growth. That's the only way you will find that wealth mindset. In the course of financial management, in the course of wealth acquisition, your mind is more powerful than your hands. Your mind is more powerful than your legs. That's why you see people on wheelchair who are multi-billionaires. You see people who are blind who are multi-billionaires. You see people who are crippled in one way or the other, but because their mind is working effectively, they are functioning in multi-billions, multi-millions, dollars and whatever currency. Your mind is much more powerful than every other aspect of your body when it comes to wealth acquisition. Then the fourth thing is that a home that fosters financial conversation will build generations of wealth creators. A home that fosters financial conversations will build generations of wealth creators. So you want to be very certain that issue of finance, the issue of personal, business, and everything that has to do with finance and wealth is a major conversation in your home. Because some of us, in as much as we're born into a not so wealthy environment, we aspire to be wealthy, but every conversation around money, we intentionally or unintentionally fight it. I understand the fact that we don't want our lives, our children, and the people we have influence over to think that life is entirely about money. Yes, life is not entirely about money. But in an attempt to deal with that, if you're not careful, you begin to demonize money. And whatsoever you demonize, you don't attract. So you want to stay at the middle, because in reality, any extreme is dangerous. We've seen people who've acquired wealth, but the wealth destroyed them. But the truth is, you are not entirely free if majority of the things that your life demands are for them. So you want to make sure that there's a balance. Just ensure that financial conversations are going on in and around you. Remember this, the environment will facilitate the growth of anything more than any other activity. The environment will facilitate the growth of anything more than any other activity. For instance, no matter what you do, the fish cannot thrive outside of water. No matter what you do, the fish cannot thrive outside of water. Same thing, the bird can hardly survive in water, because the bird was created to fly. The fish was created to swim. Same way, these two things cannot survive outside their natural habitat. Your environment cannot grow. Your finances cannot grow in some environment. So the fulcrum of our conversation today is, how do you create that environment that will enable your finances to continue to grow? But before we get right into this, I want to remind you, if you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, if you're watching this on YouTube, do well to hit the subscribe button and enable the bell, as many of these powerful videos will be coming your way weekly on this my podcast. But if you're listening to this on your primary podcast channel, Spotify, Apple channel, podcast, and whatever podcast platform you're using, do well to connect with me on my podcast. Let's have these conversations going. I want to know how what we're doing resonates with you, how they are impacting you, where you think we need, if there are topics you think we need to deal with, we are open to it. So right now, the first thing you must do, I'm going to share 5 things. The first among these is that you must cultivate a wealth-oriented mindset. You must cultivate a wealth-oriented mindset. You ask me, how do you do this? One of the things you must do is that you must encourage open discussion about money. Encourage open discussion about money. Because truth is, I found out that negative things are the only things that happen whether we do something about it or not. Because the truth is, if you leave anything without any interference, they can then happen. Same way, negative mindset creeps in when you are unintentional. So one of the things you must do is that you must encourage that open conversation that allow people to share what their true beliefs are when it comes to money. That gives you the opportunity to help people. Then if this is an environment you're building for yourself, your family, you want to be sure that your children have the opportunity to ask you questions about money. That's why it is said that the conversation around money is dealt with at home. That's why in the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, the question was asked, if wealth and money matters are not discussed in school, and at best they have to be discussed at home, what will a poor man teach his children? A poor man will unintentionally teach his children how to repeat his poverty, because that is what he knows. So you must intentionally allow this conversation so you have the opportunity to correct all of the anomalies. Then you must replace limiting beliefs about wealth with empowering beliefs. Environment, society will always echo lack. If you live in Nigeria, you know what is going on. Everybody is hammering about the fuel price. The Naira is going through its nosedive. People are complaining here and there and all of that. These conversations will come to you by default. That you want to be able to, on your own, affirm yourself, talk to yourself, make declarations about yourself, empower yourself. Avoid conversations like monies don't grow on trees. In fact, avoid this one. Work hard. to earn money. As good as that advice, it will rather feel a limiting belief about money. Who says money is as easy to come by as breathing? Money is simply an exchange of value. Money is simply an exchange of value. So this is a totally different mindset. So when you think about money, you're thinking about what value can I provide? What offer can I make available? What gap is in the market that I can fix with my acquired skill or natural skill? So money comes to me. If you have this as a mindset as opposed to working hard to make money, you see that there's a correction somewhere. Then develop positive attitude towards earning, towards saving, towards spending, of course, spend wisely, towards investing, and towards managing. Must develop positive mindset around these things and understand that you can't manage what you have not saved. Prioritize saving. I want to emphasize that. Prioritize saving. Then the second thing you want to learn is set clear financial goals. As a family, agree on short-term, long-term financial goals. E.g., what are we saving towards? How much are we earning this year? How much are we saving? How much are we investing? What exactly are we investing in? Have these conversations with your children. Have these conversations with your children. My son will walk up to me and say, Daddy, you used to tell me not to be playing with my phone. I've always seen you either on your laptop or your phone. So sometimes, because I close deals on my WhatsApp, I close deals on my laptop, I call him. I said, look at this person just sent me 2,000 naira. This person just sent me this 1 million naira. This person just sent in this. These are the conversations I am having. Get them to be a part of it. Then create a visual representation of your goal, like a vision board or a financial chart. Review them regularly with your family. Let them have this conversation. Break large goals into actionable steps and activities. Celebrate small wins. My last episode on this podcast emphasized how celebrating small wins can help your muscle memory. But then number 3, adopt healthy financial habits. Maintain a family budget. Track your income, track your expenses, and save consistently. Do this as a family. Remember, the conversation here is around building that environment that promotes wealth. Then prioritize saving, investing by setting up automated transfer to your savings and investment account. In my conversations around wealth management, I talk about the fact that in your budgeting, ensure that saving is placed at the expense side of your budget. Because for me, that becomes your most important expense. Then as you do all of this, encourage your children to learn financial responsibilities on time. How do you do this? Give them opportunity to manage small amounts of money. Yes, they go to school and they're supposed to spend so and so amount in school. Give them that money in bulk and let them know, for instance, if you're supposed to spend 5,000 naira a week, this is the 5,000, you're getting it on a Monday morning. At the end of that 1 week, whatever you are able to save from this money, bring it back to me. I will double it and put it in your savings account. You are training this child, yet you have the money. You are at liberty to spend it. But whatever you are able to not spend will be multiplied. You just encourage such a child to save and invest. Just that at this early point, you are the investment banker. Whatever he or she is able to save, they bring back to you, you double it. And if you have a physical save, put the extra money, put it in their save, in their present. Get them to see these things. Before we continue, I want to ask you again, have you subscribed to this YouTube channel? If you're watching on YouTube, if no, then do it now. But if you're listening to this on my podcast, do well to follow me, leave a comment, share this section, let me know how it's impacting you. Do well to share this with your friends, your families, and your foes. Share it with them, because the reason they are your foes is because they are not learning what you're learning. If they are learning what you're learning, obviously after a while you guys become friends. Then the fourth is that you must create a learning environment. Regularly consume financial education content. Something like this. Put your family together, have a conversation around this. Read books together, listen to this podcast, watch this video, attend seminar. Sometimes go with your children. Recently, I had a television broadcast to go to, and I insisted my son must go with me. That was on a New Year day when his mates were running around the street celebration. So he was with me in the studio and was recording. He has seen how a regular TV station studio look like. He saw his father sitting with a green bag, but he watched the same video with all of the beautiful things around. That experience stays. Expose your children. Expose them to financially successful role models and mentors. Take them out when it comes to spending. Sometimes take them to lovely environments. I used to share this. I took my children, my family, we went to one of the best hotels in my city one day. And when we were done, my son screamed, "Big man children." I was shocked. The environment spoke to him. And that word came out from his mouth. So environment speaks. Expose your children to such environment. Teach financial literacy early. Engage everyone in that financial planning discussion. Let your children ask questions. Let them make comments. Then the fifth and final is that encourage entrepreneurship and skills development. It's obsolete for you to allow anybody you have influence over in the 21st century to depend on just one salary job as a source or means of income. Encourage people to develop skills, high income skills, income skills that they can deploy, whether or not someone engages them. Encourage people to think building businesses. Create that environment that foster the culture of innovation and supporting creative ideas and problem solving. Invest in developing skills that can increase earning potential, such as communication skills, leadership skills, digital skills. With all of this happening around you, you're going to see that people around you will do this, because truth is, for you to be really financially wealthy, you must earn annually. You must have a product or a service that pays you annually. You must have something that pays you biannually. You must have something that pays you quarterly. You must have something that pays you monthly. And you must have something that pays you weekly. Ultimately, you must have a product or a service that pays you daily. Because you spend money daily. You spend money daily. If you spend daily, but you only earn monthly, the possibility of becoming wealthy is very far. So encourage your children, people around you, to start side businesses, family ventures that can generate additional streams of income. So in wrapping up this, if you are not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're not following my podcasts, not doing well. So thank you for spending this time with us. I'm certain that you enjoyed your time. You enjoyed this session. Share it with your friends and families. Shalom.